Yes, this is Ted Kennedy, and you're listening to two golf pros who occasionally find themselves at the top of the leaderboard until they sober up and climb down. It's Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on ESPN Radio 1280 AM, the Central Coast sports leader.
Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy right here on ESPN Radio. Thank you to a partners of ours. It's McPhee's Grill of Templeton, hometown cooking through and through. Check them out at mcpheesgrill.com. Call them at 805-434-3204. They have their own barbecue sauce and their own butcher shop, and we give away $25 gift cards in the second hour of every show, so stay tuned.
How's the barbecue sauce? Is it amazing?
Awesome.
I can't wait to have some.
It's really
We'd
good.
like to welcome in Phil Bough. He's the executive director of the PowerShares QQQ Championship. If you don't know what that is, that's the second round of the season-ending the Charles Schwab Cup tournament. It's the 54 of the best players in the world from the Champions Tour. It's coming up in October. He is Phil Bough. Welcome to the show, Phil. How are you, sir?
Billy, Mike, I am well. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You must be a little busy this time of year, so I hope we're not taking too much of your time, but I sure enjoy you being here, and thank you.
No, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hey, before we go into a lot of we could talk about your resume. When you sent me your resume, I know you and I met you and we became friends, but I did not know your background, and all I can say is, wow, you the man, because you really are the man. So, but it's pretty exciting what's going on. But before we go into the tournament and stuff coming up, can you just tell us a little background in yourself, what you were willing to share, and just so our listeners get to know you a little better?
Sure, yeah. I was born and raised in London, very close to Wimbledon, in actual fact. And in the early part of my career, I worked in the film and TV industry over there, which was very fun. But then about 23 years ago, I moved into golf. Golf was always a passion of mine, and I was very fortunate to start working over there for a company called IMG, which anyone who's been following golf will probably recognize that name. And it's been an interesting and varied path ever since then in professional golf, and it's led me to where I am now.
Well, you did mention that you are a proud family man, which I know that you are. You also love chicken pizza from the California pizza place. Big fan of Diet Coke, and you're very proud of your country and the British world. Are those facts true?
Yes, and yes. I think you've done your homework there very well, Bill.
Well, I just want people to get to know who you are. So, being a proud family man, do you want to share what your family's like? And do you want...
Yeah. Well, my lovely wife Glenys, she's also a Brit. We met in the UK, and we had a young son, Daniel, and then we all came back and relocated here about 12 years ago. And we live in Thousand Oaks, and we feel very, very blessed to be here and be part of this great community.
Well, when I met you a year or two ago, it was down at the First Tee of Los Angeles, and you just became the executive director there. And you know how a big part of the First Tee is in my life. And I could tell immediately that you had a passion for the game and for the mission of the First Tee. And also, I'm bringing this up because I want to congratulate you. You turned was a little chapter at the time into raising 1.5 million plus. Don't quote me on those numbers, but I know it's a bunch of money, and over 100,000 participants that you impacted in the LA area. So thank you on behalf of the First Tee and what you did at the First Tee of Los Angeles. They must miss you, but you must be pretty proud of your accomplishments.
Yeah, I am, and that really was, Billy, a wonderful opportunity for me. Again, the game of golf has been so good to me over the years. It's given me an opportunity to travel, to meet so many interesting people, and working for the First Tee gave me an opportunity to give back to the game. And you're right, I took over a chapter that had a very large service area and wasn't quite having the impact in the communities that we wanted it to have. And over the 3.5 years, myself and the board and my staff were able to grow the program, bring on a lot of exciting partners, and really help a lot of kids that could benefit from the program. And I should also say, and I'm sure you've talked a lot about the First Tee on this show, but I should say to everyone listening, just what a fantastic job you do personally, and what inspiration you are to everyone in the First Tee family, Billy. So thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. But this is about you, and I wanted to bring this up because for you to doing such great things in Los Angeles, it must have been something pretty powerful or pretty amazing for you to leave that position. So I know that what happened to you, became involved, executive director of the PowerShares I want to say Triple Q. Was I saying that right? How do they say?
Sure, that's right.
PowerShares Triple Q. How did that happen to you? How were you approached, if you don't mind asking? Because this is a big thing you're doing right now, man. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, it was something that I wasn't particularly. I wasn't looking. I was very happy with the First Tee, and as you said, we were really growing the chapter and moving the needle, and things were going great. This opportunity came about. A friend of mine was working at this event, and he moved on. And I knew people, obviously having been in the industry, having worked for the PGA Tour previously at the Northern Trust Open at Riviera. Some of that team moved up to Sherwood to work on this event, and so when there was an opening for the executive director, some people approached me and asked me if I would be interested. And again, I think it was just a very exciting and compelling opportunity. The fact that it's here in my local community and the chance to work at Sherwood, which obviously everyone knows is a wonderful, it's a wonderful property. It really is a great golf course. To work with a lot of players that, the Champions Tour players are guys that I've been working with and following for the last 25 years. So to get a chance to work with the likes of Freddie Couples and Bernhard and Monty, that's obviously very exciting. But the other thing that's important as well is that, and I was drawn to this, is that, again, charity is very much at the heart of the tournament, and I'm very proud of that. Last year, the event donated $250,000 to 14 charities in the Conejo Valley and Ventura County. So I was drawn to that fact that, again, I would have a chance to using golf and my expertise in golf to help people. So there was really a lot of things there that were very appealing to me at this particular time in my career.
And it kind of makes sense because you're still giving back. And I was going to just bring up the charity because, these players, these top 54, they're all pretty well off and are legends in the business. And yes, they're playing for a whole bunch of money, but the real winners are the charities. And you just mentioned $250,000 last year from the event. So you're still giving back. And I believe the charities are mostly youth-related. Is that correct?
It's a range, actually, Billy. Our official charity is the Sherwood Cares Foundation, and they in turn support about 18 to 20 community charities here locally, a range of charities with veterans, youth, food. Food Shares is one of our big partners, and we're just about to start doing a ticket promotion with them. So it's actually quite an eclectic range of company charities rather here in the local community.
Well, congratulations on that, and that's got to be exciting. And I don't know if I can ask you this or not, but who do you work for? Do you work for the tour? Do you work for the PowerShares Triple Q? Do you work for Sherwood? Who's your employer? Do you mind if I ask?
Well, it says on my paycheck the PGA Tour.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this event actually is a PGA Tour owned and operated tournament.
It's so exciting because I know for a fact, and I'm reading your resume, and people who know you, that you've worked with these tour players a lot, and all you just worked for the Nicklaus Company, and it's just pretty cool stuff. So you get to see old friends and the best in the world, and it's got to bring back just tons of memories. Let's talk about Sherwood Country Club. It's an amazing facility. Unfortunately, I've never played there, but always dreamed of it. I've been there many times with the shootout that they used to have, Tiger used to have there and stuff, and I think Mike Brabnick has a house up next to the great one, Gretzky's. I don't know if Gretzky's house is still on that mountain.
No, I don't have that anymore.
But Mike Soldier,
I got rid of it.
But it's a pretty impressive place, man. You drive in there and go up into that golf course. I know they changed it a little bit, but isn't it gallery friendly? Because isn't this a perfect place to go watch the best in the world? Because when I was there, it seemed so perfectly gallery friendly.
I've been very fortunate, Billy, to through the years, 23 years in the business. I've been to a lot of golf courses, but I don't think I've been to a finer property than Sherwood. It really is spectacular, and you're right. It's a great place to come out and walk some holes and get close to these guys. And obviously, as you know, the Champions Tour players have a reputation for being, more open and amenable and friendly and signing autographs and things like that. So, we've got such a great list of players that are qualified to play this year. I mean, right now in the top 20 you're going to have the likes of Bernhard Langer, Kenny Perry, Tom Lehman, VJ, John Daly. So, again, if you've been following pro golf major championships, Ryder Cups over the last 20 years, you've seen all these guys, and they can really still play, to a terrific standard. So it's a great watch.
Yeah.
How good is Bernhard Langer?
Oh my God!
Oh my God! What a stud! But you didn't mention Paul Broadhurst, and I believe he's going to make the field. Now I got to go English, man. I got to go for
Yeah.
So I know it's got to be a huge gallery. There are the best days to go, and I do know there's tickets available. We talked offline, and you're going to offer a special deal here in a few minutes. But what's the best days to go, and what are the best viewing spots? Can you share that in your opinion, so the listeners who want to go can kind of figure that out?
Yeah, for sure. Well, a couple of things I would just like to point out. Firstly, it's a 3-day tournament, Friday through Sunday, competitive play. But on Thursday, we have we call our Community Champions Day. Now, that there'll be a pro-am going on that day, so all of the players will be playing, but they'll be playing with amateur partners, and there'll be a bunch of celebrities out there. But that day is free. That is free to anybody.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, so just come on out. Again, you'll get to see all the players. The great places to hang, the driving range, obviously. I always love watching these guys as they warm up and go through the bag. I mean, that's a fun place to hang.
They got the bleachers right behind it, and you can sit there and watch these. It's just too cool.
Yeah, nice. we've got a nice bar on the corner there that you can hang, the Stonehouse Bar, and there's expo tent. So that's a great watch there. 18's a beautiful, picturesque hole. So we'll have a lot of fun things going on that day, including a youth clinic and a skills challenge. So that's a great day to come out. Friday through Sunday, obviously Sunday is when all the action and excitement happens. So I think being there on Sunday is going to be pretty cool and special.
And the cool thing behind 18's got the big hill up to the clubhouse and the giant screen. Have you guys been to Sherwood?
I've walked.
So it's pretty cool.
I never have.
It's pretty cool, man.
It's amazing.
The lake. It's just a pretty great finishing spot. Is Phil Bough going to be playing in the Pro-Am?
No.
A little too busy. Speaking of Phil, go ahead, Phil. I'm sorry.
I don't think my game is in good enough shape for public consumption, frankly. So I'll hold up.
You know what's killing me?
I gotta remember that line.
He invited me the other day to come down media day to play, and with my injuries, I can't, and it's like killing me because I want to play there so bad. Joining us is Phil Bough, the executive director of the PowerShares QQQ Championship. Let's talk about. Well, first of all, I got to ask you, being executive director, do you have to be diplomatic? Or do you have favorites? Like I mentioned, Paul Broadhurst. Do you have favorites? Are you allowed to share those? And do you have any predictions you want to share?
Well, you said it. You hit the nail on the head earlier. Some of these guys I go back with ever since I got into professional golf. Monty is someone who I've known on and off the golf course for many years, and I know him to be a delightful and engaging and witty guy who's very fun to hang with, and he's playing well this year. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Monty has a great week. But I think Bernhard and Scott McCarron, both with 4 wins this year, I would imagine one, if not both of those guys are in the hunt. But obviously from a fan standpoint, I think it would be terrific if John Daly had a big week and was there, coming down the stretch. I think that would be really exciting for the fans. You mentioned McCarron, you mentioned Langer. Isn't it amazing? They're like bookends, rookies and veterans. I mean, and they're just still both the top of the game. And isn't it incredible, the talent? Because one of my questions you just mentioned is I grew up the same area as you did, and with couples and Bernhard and Tom Lehman and Colin Montgomery and these guys. And they're just still so very, very good. I mean, they're just amazingly good. And now these rookies, which I call them rookies because I'm 57. These guys that are 50 now coming in there. It's just adding, just quality to this tour. I mean, it's incredible. But Bernhard's still doing it. How old is Bernhard Langer? Does anybody know? 60 maybe? I don't know. He's certainly in his mid to late 50s for sure. It's incredible. I just think it's just incredible.
joining us, Phil Bough, Executive Director of the PowerShares QQQ Championship. And we could talk to you all day long, but let's talk about, you have a special link we're going to put on our site. So people who want in this area, we're only a couple hours away from this, people, if you want to go from where we are right now here in the San Luis Obispo area. But people listening through our podcasts all over, this is an event you've got to go to. These are the best of the best. I think it's the second year. It might be the third. Is it the second or third year that the tournament?
This is the second year.
The second year. And it's the second round this time, which is just the 54, and they make a cut and then they play the best 54, and it's exciting stuff. And Freddie, Nikki over here is picking Freddie, right?
No.
Oh, that's Bernhard 60.
He's 60.
See that? How close? Yeah. I do my research. 60 years old and he's playing with the kids.
When we saw him at the Masters a couple of years ago, he was amazing.
Oh, he's just incredible. So,
unbelievable.
Tell us about the offer you have and the link that they can go to your site or our site, please, Phil.
Sure, yeah. So a couple of things I would just like to point out to your listeners. All week, kids under the age of 18 get in free, so that's great. Also, any active military reserve veterans and their family can also get in for free. They just have to go online and register. And we have a suite for them, the Patriots Patio on the 9th green with complimentary food and beverage. So if you know anyone in the military, in the community, we'd love to tell them about it. We'd love to have them come down. But also, I've got a special ticket offer that I would like to put out there, again, to your listeners. So our grounds tickets are typically $29. But right now, we have a special BOGO offer. So if you go to our website, which is PowerShares QQQChampionship.com, and then log into the tickets, if you use the following code, Fairways17, and that's all in caps with no gap between Fairways and 17, you'll qualify for the BOGO offer. So
less than $15, man. You can get two tickets for
awesome.
That's pretty cool, and it is it's the best value in town and the best quality. Now you got the best players at the best golf course with the best executive director. Doesn't get any better than that, sir.
Yeah, there you go.
Very kind.
We could talk to you all day long. Is there anything you'd like to add? We got to go because of a break. Was there anything you want to add before we say farewell?
Well, no, again, I would just thank you guys for giving me the opportunity. I've enjoyed being on the show. And again, if you haven't been to Sherwood and if you haven't seen these guys up close and the way they hit the ball, come on out. As you guys said, it's very affordable, $15, and we guarantee you'll have a great day.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for your time.
Phil.
And I'm going to be calling you up someday. You and I got to go play that place if it's possible. Hint, hint, hint.
We're off.
All right, bud. Thank you. Great to talk to you, Phil. Have a great day.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Anyway,
should mention that the tournament at Sherwood is October 27th through the 29th.
Yeah, and it was the end. I didn't know the exact date, so thank you.
Yeah, so you guys have time. We'll post the link up there for the ticket offer on our website.
I think the three of us should go down.
I do too.
That would be a blast.
And then we go on a Friday, and we could come, or the Thursday or the Friday, and we come back and talk about it on the show.
That'd be cool.
Sherwood, you've walked it. It's an amazing golf course.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And
I've
always seen it on
well.
TV. I used to play Sherwood on the computer.
How'd you do?
Actually, pretty good. That was, believe it or not, this was back in the early 90s.
That is nice, man.
The early 90s on a PC golf game. My roommates and I used to play it all the time.
We took a busload of kids down there for one of the Tiger shootouts.
Nice.
And one of the board members, and I wouldn't want to get his name wrong, but a friend of Butch Breeden's has a house there on the par 5 at 6th or 7th, I don't know what hole. But he brought all the kids to the house and had a barbecue in the backyard. And all the kids had a barbecue, and he put it up in their house, and it was so cool.
That is awesome.
And it was pretty neat. And then then I got to walk around the whole course and follow. And this is similar. Tiger's only had 26 players or whatever it was, a small amount. And this is still it's half of the normal size field. So you're seeing the best of the best, man.
And you can get pretty close.
Yeah, you can, man. It's pretty good.
That is so cool.
So
we're going to take our second break of the first hour. Want to thank OrangeWhipGolf.com for sponsoring Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. We have a free contest for you guys. The drawing is going to be Saturday, October 7th. It's been pushed back because obviously we had some things that came up here between Billy and I. We had to move the date back, but that's better for you guys to enter. No purchase necessary. Visit golftalkradio.com today. Put your name down, mailing address, email. That's all we ask. And we'll draw live on the show Saturday, October 7th. The winner of an Orange Whip wedge, which is a $130 value, I believe, something like that. So visit golftalkradio.com today. You can check out more information again at orangewhipgolf.com. We'll be right back. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on ESPN Radio.